Hello, everybody, and welcome to race number 24 of Season 3 NASCAR Walmart Cup Series. I am Levi McIntyre, aka Thrash Maniac 99, the voice of NASCAR Walmart Cup Series, here to welcome you to the LifeLock 400 at Michigan International Raceway. This is going to be an exciting race because after this race, we have only 2 races left until the chase for the championship, along with the chase LCQ race before the chase starts. And as you can tell, the race with a little cosmetic feature I have now added into the series. We've got a brand new ticker kind of feature for the races now. Instead of the traditional format with it being like this is how the ticker format will be. We've got it up where it has the laps feature as well as the whole field run through. So this is going to be an interesting little cosmetic feature for the rest of these races. But ladies and gentlemen, here's a look at the starting lineup for the LifeLock 400 at Michigan.
Imagine the dreams of a 13-year-old looking up at the sky, wondering how the world can be so cold. This kid wasn't sold it would be like this. At nighttime, wishes to be safe from this abyss. Cause this shit is something that can be dismissed. A boy born as a girl who is going through the stress. He's got a shotgun number, can't play for the team. His school won't let him even though it's his dream. Now he's sitting in bed with a loaded gun, thinking about blowing his brains out to kingdom come. Cause he's been bullied and teased all his life. Almost killed himself 2 years ago by slitting his wrist with a knife. I wonder if he sees the things I see for him. 10 years down the line, speaking at the forum. A college graduate up at the top of his class. The first trans NFL player up in the draft.
Well, there's a look at your starting lineup. Seth Cole will be on the pole with Cody Lamas in second. This could be a big chance for Seth Cole to get a win and hopefully try to get up into a better position for a wild card spot. But boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys and girls. I believe these races are going to look a lot better with the brand new ticker feature here for the rest of the season and pretty much for the rest of the series for as long as it goes. And right now we see it's a 3-wide battle for the lead as here comes the winner of Road America, Ken Thoreau, underneath of both Seth Cole and Cody Lamas. But who is going to lead this lap? And it looks like Thoreau got it. We'll see when the ticker updates itself. And indeed, Ken Thoreau led lap number 1. But here comes Eric Burton down low. And remember, Eric Burton won back at California earlier this season, which is pretty much the same as Michigan, except a little slicker and a little older. And this is the same exact car he used at California earlier this season. And right now, Ken Thoreau is the current leader at the moment. And look at that, they're going 4 wide, even almost 5 wide in some cases. I see some 4 wide racing going on right now. We need to keep our eye out back here on all this, because it can get ugly in a hurry. As they are all running 3 wide now, not really 4 wide anymore. But meanwhile, as we head back up to the front, we got another new leader, and that is Cody Lamas. He is now the leader here at Michigan. So far, we have been clean and green, although I see cars are going really, really wide back there. That might not be a good idea, depending on how they are racing. Man, we need to keep our eyes out back here, and they are close to leaning on each other in this 4 wide situation back here. somehow, some way, these cars are able to keep it together. And just look at this great racing we've got going on back here. Despite it being 4 wide and they're getting pretty close to leaning on each other, they're somehow able to keep off each other and keep racing. And oh, Matt McIntyre and David Rivera about got turned by Alex Hawkins and Henrietta Fitzwater, but they save it. Oh, and wait a minute, back there. Who was that? That was Henrietta Fitzwater, and we got a wreck. 2 cars have crashed. Charles Jackson and Chase Oliver. Henrietta Fitzwater with damage. So too does Jordan Culp. P.J. Williams got held up. Chris Washer with a little bit of damage, and the caution is out for the first time today on lap number 5, heading to lap number 6 here at Michigan. And Eric Burton is the leader, as both of the Michael Waltrip racing cars are in the top 3. Burton and Lamas in first and third, with Ken Thoreau in between. And then you got and actually all 3 Penske cars are running in the top 10 at the moment, with Brandon Nichols 4th, Austin Weiner 6th, and Dylan Young in 7th. So good day right now for 2 teams in particular, Penske Racing and Michael Waltrip Racing. Or Team Penske, I should say. But right now, it looks like all these cars are going to make pit stops. And Eric Burton's pit stall is way out towards the back. Let's actually go up to Cody Lamas, since he's gotten the first pit stall coming. And this will give us a good, well, he doesn't really have the first pit stall. It actually looks like Seth Cole actually has the first stall, and indeed he does. And it looks like it will be Eric Burton that will come out as the leader, and a little bit of a shakeup in the top 5, it looks like. It's going to be Eric Burton as the leader. Second is Michael Norman. Third is Austin Weiner. Fourth is Ken Thoreau. Fifth is Jesse King. So that is how the top 5 will be when we go back racing. But first, we're going to take a look at a replay of what brought the caution out for the first time today here at Michigan. Well, here's a look at how this is all going to start. David Rivera was leaning up against Alex Pedro, came down into Henrietta Fitzwater. They save it right there. And then it looks like Jordan Kolb didn't realize she was coming back up, and then he gets into Fitzwater, who gets into Nick Pericles and Chris Washer, and then they're going to come back up the racetrack, and there they get into Chase Oliver and into Charles Jackson. And P.J. Williams actually did a phenomenal job of missing all this. But yeah, Charles Jackson and Chase Oliver both took some pretty good licks into that outside wall. But I think maybe both of these cars might end up retiring depending on how bad the damage is on those cars. But that'll do it for the look at the replay. Let's take you back to the restart here at Michigan. Well, after that first caution, we only have 1 car retired from the race, and that is Chase Oliver. Not what he needed at all, because he's been free-falling in the points big time as of late from bad luck he has had over the last few weeks. But I keep hitting that button, I'm sorry. But Eric Burton is the leader. Second is Michael Norman. Third is Austin Weiner. Fourth is Ken Thoreau. Fifth is Jesse King. Sixth is Michael Walden. Seventh, Jecko Knight. Eighth, Brandon Nichols. Ninth, Anthony McCrory. 10th is Seth Cole. And the rest of the top 20 is Eric Enrage, Dylan Young, Larry Hagan, Cody Lamas, Matt McIntyre, Cassandra Renzi, Jessica Shelton, Jesse Setti, Mary Cole, Trent Dunham, Dylan Thoreau, Gabe Williams, Alex Hawkins, Justin Talampas, Ian Dutta, Ryan Anderson Jr., Kendall Maynor, Biggie Spencer, Cody Hagan, Rue McIntyre, Nick Pericles, David Rivera, Kyle Matthews, Sonny Hammond, Alex Pedro, Zachary Fitzwater. Actually, I should have said Charles Sanford in the 18. I apologize. PJ Williams, Chris Washer, Charles Jackson, Jordan Culp, and Henrietta Fitzwater. That is how the field currently runs at the moment. And now we are getting ready to go green with 21 laps to go here at Michigan. Still a long way to go here in this 30-lap event here at Michigan. And Eric Burden got off to a pretty good restart right there. He's got a little bit of a gap between himself and Michael Norman. Meanwhile, in the back, we got a battle for third starting to rage on between Austin Weiner and Jesse King. And Austin Weiner, and did I see the caution come out again? It is out. And Chris Washer is wrecked. Charles Jackson might have gotten involved. And Jordan Culp is way back there, though I think he's probably not up to speed. Looks like an incident between Charles Jackson and Chris Washer. Might have been just some spin outs right there. But Eric Burden still is maintaining the lead as it is now 20 laps to go. So we are over a third of the way through this event here at Michigan. Let's go ahead and take a look at a replay to see what brought the caution out for the second time today here at Michigan. Well, here's a look at what happened. They were 4 wide around the back of the field, and it looks like Jordan Culp comes up in front of Charles Jackson and up into Jackson and into Washer, and actually all 3 of those cars took some hard hits into the outside wall. As there you see Washer was spinning, Jackson spun, so too did Culp, but all 3 of those cars took some rather hard licks into the outside concrete wall from what had happened. But I don't know if any of those cars are going to retire from the race or not, but we'll find out. As ladies and gentlemen, let's take you back to the restart here at Michigan. Well, after that last accident, no cars have retired from the race, so that's a good sign of things. But instead of going one by one through cars, we'll take a look at the ticker, since the ticker is helpful to figure out who is running where at the moment. But Eric Burden is the leader, second is Michael Norman, third is Jesse King, fourth is Brandon Nichols, fifth is Austin Weiner, sixth is Michael Walton, seventh is Ken Thoreau, eighth is Jecko Knight, ninth Anthony McCrory, 10th is Seth Cole. 11th is Dylan Young, 12th is Eric Enrage, 13th Matt McIntyre, 14th Jessica Sheldon, 15th Cody Lamas, 16th Larry Hagan, 17th Cassandra Renzi, 18th Jesse Setti, 19th Trent Dunham, 20th Dylan Thoreau, 21st is Charles Sanford, 22nd is Justin Talampas, 23rd Alex Hawkins, 24th Ian Dutta, 25th Gabe Williams, 26th Ryan Anderson Jr., 27th Kendall Maynard, 28th Rue McIntyre, 29th Biggie Spencer, 30th David Rivera, 31st Cody Hagan, 32nd Kyle Matthews, 33rd Alex Pedro, 34th Nick Pericles, 35th Zachary Fitzwater, 36th Sonny Hammond, 37th PJ Williams, 38th Henrietta Fitzwater, 39th Jordan Culp, 40th Chris Washer, and then 41st is Charles Jackson with Chase Oliver out of the race. So Eric Burden so far has led the most laps today here at Michigan, and these cautions have been like his best friend, but here we go, we're getting ready to go back green, 16 to go, so we are a lap away from halfway here at Michigan. And already back here, a battle for second is already getting ready to go between Jesse King and Michael Norman, with Brandon Nichols actually entering into the picture. All 3 of the Penske cars are doing really, really well here today. Because here you see Brandon Nichols in the 4th spot, with Austin Weiner back in the 6th spot, and Dylan Young outside the top 10, trying to lurk his way into that top 10. 3 wide for the 2nd spot, and it looks like Brandon Nichols will actually get that spot, but Eric Burden continues to lead the way. And I'm trying to look out on the caution lights to see if it's still green, and we are still green. And we are past halfway, 15 to go, less than 15 to go here at Michigan. And look at Brandon Nichols. He's starting to catch Eric Burden. And if Brandon Nichols wins this race, this will be his 4th win of the season and of his Walmart Cup Series career. How impressive would that be for this young, talented rookie? And here he comes down low underneath of Eric Burden for the lead right now. As I'm keeping an eye out, and we are still clean and green here. As according to the ticker, the top 10 is Eric Burden, Brandon Nichols, Jesse King, Michael Walden, Michael Norman, Austin Weiner, Ken Thoreau, Anthony McCurry, Seth Cole, and Matt McIntyre. And I see back there, or at least I did see, it was 3 wide for the 8th spot, or actually the 9th spot, I should say. But it's 3 wide back here with Dylan Young, Jekko Knight, and last week's winner at Watkins Glen, Jessica Shelton, who I believe took the points lead over after that race at the Glen. And what a comeback season it's been for Jessica Shelton. Started off the season pretty good, being in the top 10 in points, then had some bad finishes and free-falled a bit in points. And then in the last few weeks, she has gotten great finishes, including that win at Watkins Glen last week. And that moved her into the points lead, if I'm not mistaken. Meanwhile, as we go back up to the front, the battle for the lead is still going on between Brandon Nichols and Eric Burden. Nichols has just not been able to get around Burden, and I think Burden has been using that high line, and the caution has just now come out. I just saw the lights come on, but they're going to race it back to the line to see who's going to get the lead here coming to the stripe. And it's side by side. Who will lead the lap? It's going to be close, but I think Nichols got it by a bumper, and indeed he did. So Brandon Nichols will lead us under the caution. Oh, Jordan Culp is wrecked, and Nick Pericles is wrecked. Henrietta Fitzwaters towards the back, along with P.J. Williams. Actually, a few cars are in the back. I don't know if they're just not up to speed, or they're not running as good, or what. Actually, Ryan Anderson Jr. is back here along with Zachary Fitzwater, but Jordan Culp and Nick Pericles are on pit road with damage. So it looks like the crash must have happened between those guys. Actually, it looks like skid marks. That could have been skid marks from the first caution, but not sure where this wreck took place. Probably entering turn 3, or coming off of turn 2, I would assume. And no cars decide to come down pit road for any fresher tires or fuel. And now when they cross the stripe, it'll be 10 laps to go here at Michigan. So there they go across the stripe now. Let's take a look at a replay to see what brought the caution out for the 3rd time today here at Michigan. Well, here's a look at what happens. This is towards the back of the pack, and it looks like Biggie Spencer is just going to get into the back of Ryan Anderson Jr., who's going to get into Zachary Fitzwater. And there you see Sonny Hammond getting damage. And then Nick Pericles, not sure how he gets involved. But then we're going to keep an eye out here on Jordan Culp, because he's going to come into this wreck. I'm not sure what's going to happen up there. Oh, it looked like another accident took place with Nick Pericles and Henrietta Fitzwater. First time we're going to switch off of the ticker portion. And we're actually going to take a look at this again. We're going to keep an eye out on the 16 of Pericles as he's trying to avoid this accident. Now here comes Henrietta Fitzwater, who gets in the Pericles, didn't realize that Pericles was there, and is going to turn the 16 through the grass. And then the 16's going to come back up across the track, and he's going to get the outside wall right there. That was a pretty hard hit. And then right there was the hit from Jordan Culp into Pericles, and that's what happened to those two. So tough breaks for Jordan Culp and Nick Pericles. Very, very tough breaks. But that's a look at all the action that took place under that caution. Let's take you back to the restart here at Michigan. Well, after that last caution, we do have 2 cars officially retired from the race along with Chase Oliver, and that's Nick Pericles and Jordan Culp. But as we take a look at how the field will be coming to this restart when we go racing, it will be 7 to go. It is Brandon Nichols the leader, second Eric Burden, third is Jesse King, fourth Michael Walden, fifth Michael Norman, sixth is Austin Weiner, seventh is Anthony McCrory, eighth is Seth Cole, ninth is Matt McIntyre, 10th is excuse me, Jessica Shelton. 11th is Cody Lamas, 12th Jekko Knight, 13th Cassandra Renzi, 14th Trent Dunham, 15th Dylan Young, 16th Larry Hagan, 17th Jesse Setti, 18th David Rivera, 19th is Justin Talampas, 20th is Alex Pedro, 21st Ken Thoreau, 22nd Rue McIntyre, 23rd Dylan Thoreau, 24th Eric Enrage, 25th Ian Dutta, 26th Charles Sanford, 27th is Cody Hagan, 28th Gabe Williams, 29th Kyle Matthews, 30th is Alex Hawkins, 31st is Kendall Maynor, 32nd Biggie Spencer, 33rd Chris Washer, 34th Sonny Hammond, 35th Charles Jackson, 36th PJ Williams, 37th Henrietta Fitzwater, 38th is Ryan Anderson Jr., 39th Zachary Fitzwater, and then the 3 cars that are out of the race are Nick Pericles, 40th, 41st, Jordan Culp, and dead last and 42nd is Chase Oliver. But here we go. Green flag is coming back out for 7 laps to go here at Michigan. Already I see Seth Cole and Anthony McCrory are going to make it 3 wide for the 3rd spot already. Both Cole and McCrory underneath of Austin Weiner for that spot. But Austin Weiner is able to make the high line seem to work a little bit. It's like some cars can handle the high line and make it work. Some prefer the low line, it seems. And as we head back up into the front, Brandon Nichols still holds on to the lead as it's 6 to go here at Michigan. But Eric Burden, he's starting to try to reel in back to get to the lead over Brandon Nichols, but he wants to try to get to that lead right now before a caution if it ever comes out again. So that way, if a caution would come out between now and the end of the race, he could have the lead and maybe the race will be over and he'll get the win. So he's trying to run down that 12 car, and we are still clean and green, so he still has an opportunity at getting to that position. As we take a look at the top 10 ticker after that, it is Brandon Nichols in the lead with Eric Burden second, third Jesse King, fourth Michael Walden, fifth Anthony McCrory, sixth Jessica Shelton, seventh Seth Cole, eighth Michael Norman, ninth Matt McIntyre, 10th Cassandra Renzi. And the margin of the lead that time was about a little over about a 10th and a half of a second. That Burden was behind Nichols, and we are still green flag racing, and it's going to be 4 to go here at Michigan. And Eric Burden actually lost a little bit of ground on the 12 car. As I'm trying to look out on those lights, and it is still green flag racing here. Brandon Nichols trying to go for his 4th win of the season already, and it'd be the 4th win of his Walmart Cup Series career. And I think it is safe to say that I think Brandon Nichols will be locked into the chase after this race. So Nichols will be one of the first drivers being locked into the chase, depending on how it's going to end. But it's 3 to go, and Burden has now to the back bumper of Brandon Nichols. As I look up ahead, and the caution is not out, we are still green and clean and green. But Burden, he's going to have to try to go low or something, or maybe try to get a better run from a different groove in order to catch the 12 car, but he is right there. He's still got time. He's got 2 laps to do it. And here they come to 2 laps to go across the stripe that time. Burden still pretty close. to the 12 car, although lost about 3/100ths of a second that lap, but he's coming quick. Burden's still tucked in, but he's only about, it looks like, about a car length behind the 12 car. I believe Burden's got a quick enough car. It's just a matter of timing, it looks like, for the 55. And if he wins this race, this will be the second win of the season for him and of his career. But the white flag is out for Brandon Nichols, the rookie sensation out of Penske Racing. And he actually gained another 4/100ths of a second on Burton. Unless Brandon Nichols makes a mistake, I don't know if Eric Burton's going to be able to get around him. And here they go coming into turn 3. As the top 5 is Nichols, Burton, King, Walton, and McCrory. And here they go coming off of turn number 4 for the last time. Brandon Nichols is going to get his 4th win of his career and of the season. And he's going to get it here in the LifeLock 400 at Michigan. What a job for Brandon Nichols. Now he has now tied the record of most wins in a season with Chris Washer and Austin Weiner from season 1 and Seth Cole from season 2. Now here in season 3, it is Brandon Nichols who got 4 wins this season. As we look around the back, and it looks like everybody crossed the stripe. So now let's take a look at the official results. The top 10, Brandon Nichols, solid performance for the 12 team. This will lock him into the chase whether or not he stays in the top 10 or falls out. He'll be in the chase pretty much. Eric Burton tried at the end to try to get to the 12 car, just was not enough for him, but he's going to come away with a solid 2nd place finish. Jesse King, great run of 3rd for that young rookie. And another good finishing rookie was, or great finishing rookie was Michael Walden in 4th. And rounding out the top 5, this is the first time we've seen him get a top 5 run in quite some time, Anthony McCrory. Jessica Shelton continuing the momentum she's been getting over the last several weeks. She comes away with a 6th place finish. Michael Norman gets a solid 7th place finish. Cassandra Renzi gets a great 8th place finish. Seth Cole starting to try to rebound a little bit. He's going to come away with 9th. And rounding out the top 10 was Alex Pedro. And the rest of the top 20 was Matt McIntyre, Cody Lamas, Dylan Young, Trent Dunham, David Rivera, Jecko Knight, Rue McIntyre, Kyle Matthews, Jesse Setti, Justin Talampas. The rest of the top 30 was Larry Hagan, Cody Hagan, Dylan Thoreau, Austin Weiner, Ken Thoreau, Eric Enrage, Ian Dutta, Charles Sanford, Kendall Maynor, Biggie Spencer, Gabe, and then the rest of the cars that finished the race were Gabe Williams, Chris Washer, Alex Hawkins, Ryan Anderson Jr., Henrietta Fitzwater, Charles Jackson, Zachary Fitzwater, Sonny Hammond, PJ Williams. And then the last 3 cars were out of the race, Nick Pericles, Jordan Kolb, and Chase Oliver. I hope you enjoyed the race today, and if you have any responses to the brand new Fox Sports 1 ticker, let me know what you think, and do you think I should use this for the rest of my races, or did you prefer the old format? But I personally like this ticker. It really helped to keep track of who was out or not, as opposed to the old being like laps down and you're not too sure of who is out or what. But thank you guys for checking out Michigan. Here's a look at the results, rookie points, and regular points, as we now have 2 races of regular points racing and then the Chase LCQ at Talladega. So those races are left until the chase for the championship. But anyways, so long, everybody.
Then go ahead and do it. If you have a gift, then please go ahead and use it. Cause I was feeling stupid while trying to do music. Thinking that they had no voice and that I was useless. But as I write this down, I can see what I mean. Nobody ever will stop me from achieving my dreams.